Hello everyone. So in the next step of the inventory system that I am working on, I want to work on the feature that when I click on this primary weapon, you can see the camera angle is changed, and in the left side appears the options for the primary weapon. And in the same way, and when I press back, you can go back to the original weapon selection, original inventory menu like this. And in the same way, if I click on here and in here, you can see character moves to the left, and I can see the weapon in the left hand. And so here I want to work on these two widgets, and also actually placeholder widgets, and also how to do this dynamic camera change. So here is the demonstration that we would be implementing in our game. So now here, if I press this icon, this button, you can see character moves to this side, focusing on the right hand, and we can go back here. Now you can see character focus on left hand, and I have this draft UI for the left hand side weapons, shields or whatever available. So actually here I have only added reference menus. We are implementing stuff one by one. So for now this is just an image, a placeholder image. In future we will implement the actual buttons and other UI components. For now it's just an image and then the back button. I just wanted to simulate how the camera transition works and how the widget transition works. So these other buttons are not working for now, but we will do the groundwork to add different types of camera transitions and UI components here. But later on we will step by step we will complete the system. So yeah, let's see how to do these steps today. And before we get started, I'd like to remind you, you can download the project files of this project and all other thousands of projects that I have done from my Patreon page. Once you become a member, you can download anything without any limits, so feel free to check it out. And this is part of this action RPG with game playability system series I'm doing. So you can watch all other episodes as well in this playlist. I'll leave the link to the full playlist in the description below. It's free, everything is free in YouTube, and the channel code like me. Alright, so let's get back to today's episode. Okay, so first let me open the blueprint inventory. So here you can see I have only one camera. I'm not planning to add any more cameras actually, but it would make things simpler. So if I have multiple spring arms that focus on different points of the character's body, so that we can change the spring arm the camera is attached to and move the camera, so that we can change the way camera shows the character in the screen. So first here, let me add a spring arm component. I'll call it SP main, and it should be, I think it should be in the middle of the character. So let's start like this and look from the front of the character, so like this, and the distance less than that, and it should be on the face level mostly, mostly on the focusing on the upper body. So P50, yeah, and we don't really need to do the collision test. Right, now let me attach the camera to this spring arm. Let me quickly make sure things are still looking okay. That's wrong. Do I have any local changes here? Yeah. Okay, now it should work correctly. Press I. Yeah, this is good. This is the way I want the character to look, but of course we can make modifications if needed. Maybe increase this a little bit, like 60. No, actually I need the head to move up, so that means it should go down a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now this is one angle. The other angle would be focusing on the right hand for the primary weapon. So for that, let me just duplicate this and SP right hand. Okay, 180. Oh, this should be under player position. So okay, and it needs to focus on the right hand. Let me attach the camera to that so that we can see in the demo when you test if it works correctly. So we should be much closer, and also the camera should be shifted a little to the left. So no, minus maybe 90. Okay, now let's test the way character looks. Yeah, but maybe pull back a little bit. Okay, this angle looks correct. I was using these values. Okay, in the same way I need another spring arm that focus on left hand. So I think basically I would have to make this positive, and that should be enough. Let's test that as well. Yeah, okay. Alright, let me put back again in the main, and now let's create a function event to dynamically change the spring arm camera is attached to. Now for that I'll create an enumeration to define which camera I need to, which angle I need to have. So character focus points, I'll add main. That would be the default focus point to the upper body of the character, and then left hand and right hand. So in the same way, later on when we need, we will add well, let me just define them right now. Head, legs, when we customize boots and back, just in case I need to customize, not really sure, maybe something attached to the back. In case we need that, we have it here. Okay, now in the inventory I'll add a custom event, change focus point, and let's add an input character focus points. I'll call it focus points. And then, so the way I change would be attach camera to the spring arms based on this focus point. Now the parent would be selected from focus point. So I'll keep location world, rotation world, scale also world, that wouldn't matter anyway, it's camera, and main is sp main, right hand, left hand. Okay, and then after that again get the camera, call move component 0 0 with this in is out, like this. So that would make the camera move smoothly from one point to another. Now to test this is only temporary. Let me add a keyboard 1, input 1, okay, input 2, okay, input 3. I'll call focus point input 1 to main and 2 to left hand and 3 to right hand. Let's see, press I. 2, yeah, we are focusing on the right hand, and 1 main, 3 left hand. Okay, so since our UI is on the way, it's not clear what's going on, but the system is basically working. Okay, now let's create some draft widgets that change into right hand weapon selection and left hand weapon selection, so that we have some working skeleton of a working function that only has the outline, not the final functions. So here, so as I said, I'm referencing Valhalla menu system. So when we go to the right hand weapon selection, there will be a menu like this, and for the left hand there will be a menu like this. So just using these two images, I'll create a widget for us to demonstrate. User interface, widget blueprint, user widget, WDG, right hand weapons. Now this is subject to change in future. This is only a placeholder. cover the entire widget. Okay, and here we will need a back button, otherwise there is no way to go back. So let's add a simple button. And text under that says back. Doesn't have to be bold though. Okay, so this is only a placeholder. We will replace this with a nicer button. Now how do we, we need a separate set of functions to allow this. So the first thing would be here, from this main inventory widget, I would, here we have buttons. I have hidden them. Maybe this button. Let's for now, for testing purposes, let's enable this button. Can we disable other buttons? No. So when this button is pressed, we would need a way to change to the other UI that allows us to change the right hand weapon. But since this is a custom button, we don't really have the usual on clicked event here. Therefore, let me go here to the inventory button and let's add the event dispatcher. On click dispatch, so we can bind events to this dispatch, and I will call this dispatch whenever this button is clicked. Button means this button. Now inside this blueprint we have access to these events because this is a button. Now here, call on dispatch. Okay, now I can go back to the main. Let me rename this btn right hand weapon. Okay, now here in the construct we can call bind event to on click dispatch. Oh wait, maybe it's not a good idea to call it here. Let's see also begin play. Do we have begin play? Oh, we don't. Alright, then it's fine. Let's use it. And let's create a custom event here on primary weapon pressed. On primary weapon pressed. Oh, not primary, right hand. Okay, now from here we can call a function, whatever a function that would add this right hand weapon widget to the screen and remove the main main inventory widget. So the best place to implement that would be BP hard. Through this we already have in this BPI hard interface. Let's add toggle right hand weapon options. I'll put it under hard and let's add the input enable. Okay, now back here, toggle right hand in weapon options. Let's call it inventory. That seems better. Okay, now what we need to do is, so just like before, here if we don't have, we need a widget reference for the in the type of widget right hand weapon inventory, right hand weapons. So create widget WDG right hand weapons from all this to variable WDG right hand weapons. Oh, it is not like this. If this is true, let's check if we have a valid right hand weapon object. If not, let's create one, and after that we can add to viewport, add it to the viewport. If we already have a valid object, then we don't need to create, we can directly add it. And if this is false, well, same as before, we need to have a valid object, then remove from parent. And not just that, so when we enable this, we need to remove the main inventory. So toggle inventory. Wait. We need to close it. And when we call this with a false, we need to open back the main inventory. Okay, now let's go back to the main widget inventory. From here we can get player controller and get hard, and then toggle right hand weapon inventory, call it with the true. Okay, time to test. Press I and press this. Yeah, the widget was changed, the camera wasn't. That's because we need to call in the inventory, we need to call this change focus point to the right hand, but we didn't. For now we don't have a way to connect that. So how should we do that? So this is in main widget. Alright, so in the HUD, when we call this toggle inventory, right here, let's modify this. Let's also pass a reference to the from the BP inventory that we call this function. So reactor, right, and then when we call it, enter inventory mode. Yeah, here we can pass a reference to self, and it's not necessary to pass when we close it. Just passing this here would be enough. So now back in the HUD, if this is valid, oh wait, oh yeah, if this is valid, let me collapse this because this part will get bigger. Toggle inventory. Okay, here, if this is valid, and also yeah, if this is valid, we can cast to BP inventory. Okay, and then promote this to a variable. Let's just call it BP inventory and proceed. And if this is not valid, well, let's go back here. I'll pass a reference to this as well. So we would need a valid reference from the inventory to activate the inventory widget, and we need to do this only once actually. So let's do it like this. First make sure we have a valid inventory, and then if we have a valid BP inventory, so if not valid, we have to do this. If valid, then we'll proceed. Okay. Now here, when we add the viewport, add inventory to the viewport, oh, we have an error here. Error. Oh, it's already in the type of inventory. Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea here. Let's change this to actor, because if I make this interface event a non-default class, actor is already a default class, I will make a whole lot of coupling in the system, which is not very desirable. So I'll keep it as an actor. That's the, yeah, I thought I made it actor, that's why I did the casting here. Yeah, so now we only have the class reference here inside the BP HUD. So if I made it an interface item, that would be bad, as I understand, in a programming point of view. Okay, now here pp inventory, focus, change focus point. So here the main inventory, so focus point would be main, right? And then when we change to the right hand weapon inventory, focus would be focus point should be right hand. And when we close this, well, now we don't have to do anything. Save, let's test. Press I, click here. Why this is not removed? The character changed and the widget changed, but the previous menu was not removed. Oh, right, this, because I haven't provided a reference here, that didn't work. So we have a problem. Well, actually, not a big problem. If I just interchange this, like this, that should work. Yeah, okay, and now we need a back. So back the same way. Let's add a one clicked. We can get player controller, get hot, and toggle inventory. Call it with the open. Well, or toggle right hand weapon. Call it with enable false. Alright, test. Okay, and back. Yeah, we are back. Okay, now that is basically working. Now the right hand side, let's do the same thing. Well, let me just duplicate this and let's call it left hand weapons, and here instead of this image I'll use secondary weapon draft. Okay, and here, so instead of now, let me duplicate this also. Toggle left hand weapon inventory. Now in the HUD we would need the same thing. Toggle left hand weapon inventory, just like here, but with, instead of this I would need left hand weapons. Can I replace this? No. Bear with me. Toggle inventory, change focus point to left hand. And here, this is also to left hand. All good. Yep. And oh, okay. No. Yeah. No. Back to inventory main. Right. This. PTN. Left hand weapon. Find event to one-click dispatch. We need a similar event like this. So let's rename this. What's the real name? On right hand weapon pressed. So this should be on left hand weapon pressed. Toggle left hand weapon inventory. Okay, time to test. Yeah, that is also working. Back is not working. Why not? Oh, here. Toggle left hand weapon. Alright. Test again. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's check it with weapons in hand. It looks bad, but that's okay for now. It's too close, so weapon is not clear, and the shield is too big. It's in our face. We don't even see the character. We will adjust these things, no worries, step by step. One small thing. Inventory button. Let's think of a way to change this icon. this is the one. Button, let's tile, and if I want to change the icon, I need to change from all this normal, hovered, style pressed, style disabled, everything. So set member in slide brush, I want to change the image itself. So let's have a custom event, change image. Let's pass it as a parameter like this, and no, I can't. Okay, okay, we can have multiple this, hovered, rest, disabled, and assign the same image. Okay, now in here, change image, let's, we don't need to, let's promote this to a variable. I'll call it button image, and make it visible. Can't this be a, this is object reference. Oh, it's an object reference. Alright, that's not a problem. Yeah, now we should be able to select this. Yeah. We should have a default value here. Sort. Wait. This one. And actually I did create a bunch of placeholder icons for this. So bow, this is bow, and the armor for this, the hood. Well, I'm not sure if even if I would have a hood, but let's just have it for now. Allow, and this is shoes or boots. This should be shield. Okay, now they are not visible here. What if I close and open it? No. Alright, then what if I play? Yeah, correct icons are here. Okay, so for now, these buttons, any of these buttons actually not doing anything. Only those sign buttons are doing something. Okay, alright, so that's actually all I want to cover in this episode. So next time let's look into the further implementations, such as how to actually have functioning options in the weapon inventories, and how to change the weapons, and how to propagate those changes that happens in the inventory stage into the gameplay, things like that. And yeah, and also we have to think about how the player collect different types of weapons in the world, and how they are saved and how they are shown in the inventory widget. So a lot of things to figure out, and we will do them everything step by step. So thanks for watching. As always, updated project files will be available here for the download in Patreon page. Link would be in the description below. And see you in another episode. Goodbye.